Losers win. Choose the next map or winner.
No, it's pre-vetoed.
Yeah, they veto down and then choose the map order based on that. Lost and Found is game number 2, and here we see in the bottom left-hand corner. PartinG showing a little bit of love to Ilias. Good luck, have fun, big brain. That's our red Protoss player, and of course up in the top right-hand up in the top right-hand corner, the blue French Zerg player. It's Stephano.
And France has just won against Argentina.
And France has just won against Argentina, so French fans are happy for lots of reasons. Good mean, says PartinG. Hopefully Stephano replies with a cheeky yes. You're going to have to tell PartinG what deviant means. Somebody that's deviant is like...
They're like... It's a hard one to describe, isn't it?
A literal definition's a little bit hard to think, but like a deviant, somebody that kind of lives outside the lines and does things maybe that they're not supposed to. But it could be like... It could be like a rebel. Yeah, maybe a little bit. Like a deviant might do something that's taboo and just kind of be okay with it.
They cause trouble.
Yeah, deviants cause trouble.
It's a pretty good word for PartinG, actually.
They break rules.
Troublemaker.
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's him.
Yeah.
I would say the Soul Train is certainly deviant, right? Like he created a very disruptive play style that defined many years of the Starcraft metagame.
It hurt a lot of Zerg's hearts.
Yeah. Oh. Yes, I've died to the to the Immortal All-In many times. Looks like a fast expansion coming from Stephano. Quick gas right behind it. We'll see how soon he decides to put down that third base. PartinG also going to play a more standard macro game this time, dropping that early Nexus, followed by Cybercore.
Super standard map for map number 2. Catalyst, Lost and Found, the first 2 maps here. Pretty much what you'd expect. The map pool right now pretty much has 3 maps, which are like super standard, and the last one out of those is Acid Plant, which I'd be kind of surprised if it wasn't the 3rd map, and especially if it wasn't the 4th. So for now, I think Lost and Found can kind of go either way. It's pretty okay for Zerg. It's pretty okay for Protoss. There's chokes.
Yeah, big standard map. I was talking about this with Harstam and Todd yesterday. It reminds me a bit of Cloud Kingdom in the way that it's kind of
I see the base layout.
Yep.
Yeah.
Also just has the same colors. There's that 2-minute, 30-second third base from Stephano, putting it down right in PartinG's face, unafraid to show him exactly what his hand is. And PartinG also revealing his hand back at home. We see the first Stargate going down.
Yep, super standard. Stargate keeps you very safe. You can take a third Nexus with it.
Was that scouted by Stephano? Can we see his vision? Yes, it was. Excellent play there by our Zerg player. First Adept going to make its way into the back of the natural and maybe try to poke down and harass this third, but with the Queens out, I don't think he's going to find much damage.
Yeah, kind of interesting. He actually shades backwards and moves forwards, because I'd say usually you maybe want to shade in, because even if there isn't a lot to gain, you can still sometimes see the drone count maybe, and it gives you a bit of an idea about potential all-ins, but I guess he saw the 3rd hatchery, and from there you don't really need much.
He also knows the timings. What can Stephano really show at this point, right? Maybe an Evo chamber, but that's more or less something that I think would be expected at this point in the game.
Yeah, Evo chamber, probably just the +1 melee, so Ling Bane style, probably into Hydras then. As we see a pretty fast robo out of PartinG as well, so he's not going to go for like a super fast Templar Archives or Archon drop or something. He's going to go straight to the War Prism, so I'm intrigued. Just War Prism, a few Adepts, try and take a fast third base with it.
Yeah, very interesting. Stephano not taking any chances, has a couple Spore Crawlers going down in his main bases, so that he's a little bit protected against this potential Oracle harass. There we see extra Queens popping out as well. Looking like a very standard Zerg game. And PartinG just going to get all the tech. He's going to get the Stargate, he's going to get the Robo, he's going to get the Twilight, and just, he can do whatever he wants.
Yeah. I mean, the Robo Twilight combo in general is like the go-to in PvZ. But there is kind of a little bit of a different way of doing it. Like the Robo first, this War Prism comes out super fast. Usually it's timed out so that the Twilight and Robo finish at the same time. So by the time the Prism's across the map, you're already ready to warp in High Templar off of a Templar Archives or something. Then you get the Archons and you start harass, but...
Oh, Oracle's going to go down. That's an unfortunate turn of events there for PartinG.
A little shame.
At the same time, we see some Adepts up here in the main, but there are Speedlings in tow. Getting the surround, getting 2 kills. Well played, Ilias.
This is a perfect defense by Stephano. Queen's pushed the War Prism away immediately, so he has no chance of getting those Adepts out of there. And even if he lost a couple of drones, getting the kills on the Adepts, the War Prism pushed away now, no trouble. And this is going to turn into Archon's charge, Archon Zealot.
Yep.
No third base, and no intention of moving towards one, it feels like.
Yeah, extra
You know,
gateways.
yeah.
So
lots of
charge
gates.
lot Archon all in coming out of parting here. I wonder if we'll
Yeah.
see him pop out an Immortal or two, or does he even have the gas for it?
Yeah, you probably can't quite afford it, because especially because you're going to warp in high tempo, that's super gas heavy. So I'm probably just going to sit back and get the Archons on the Warp Prism and go from there. But these Lings right now are causing some trouble because the Adepts were on the map, right? And that's kind of what makes this a weird variant of this, because the Adepts usually have it on the map. So yeah, it kind of means that those Lings able to poke away, force some extra Adept warp-ins already. And Adepts aren't what you want to warp in right now, because you want to save the gas for high tempo and Archons. And you really want just extra Zealots to charge with, right? So
Yeah,
that was a really nice force out of part.
All of Stephano's Zerglings are out on the map. How much has he got back in the back of the main base there? We see these Adepts coming, and there's not really any defense here. So potential for PartinG to finally do a little bit of damage.
Does Stephano have a Bane Nest or anything? Or is he just pure Zergling at the moment?
I think he's all Lings right now. This is a fake. PartinG has no intention of really taking that third base.
I think with the amount of Zealots that are about to warp in and the
man,
Archons in the main, with only Zerglings.
There's a great Zergling scout right underneath that Warp Prism. Maybe Stephano didn't notice, though. We don't see him really reacting to it. Here come the Queens. No, that's going to get the trick done, so he'll be fine.
Well, at this point, PartinG started to make a couple more workers, and he is going to try and take a third Nexus, whether it's going to be something he sticks to or not. I mean, it kind of feels like it, because he has got his units here trying to defend, but right now Stephano just has so many Zerglings. It did look scary for a moment or two, but the extra Zealots starting to clean up, and he should be okay with an extra warp in.
Trying to make something happen with Archons in the main base, but Queens and Lings look like enough to deflect. Stephano continues to pour on the pressure with these Zerglings flying across the map. He's going to start to surround these Zealots once again.
The plus one melee is just making these destructive.
Yeah, let's look at the resources lost. I feel like Stephano's just getting the best of all of these exchanges.
Yeah. This is absolutely disastrous for PartinG. The fact that Stephano's done all of this with only Zerglings is really insane. Like, obviously, only the Lings across the map is fine, but defending the Archons at home with Ling Queen, it's so difficult to do without just losing so much and being so inefficient. And it all comes down, I think, just the way PartinG did this. The Archon drop wasn't the fastest one you can do. You have those couple of Adepts first, and they really didn't do enough. So it kind of feels like everything's gone wrong. And at this point, PartinG's getting Storm already. I mean, maybe he just builds up an army and goes for it.
Oh, again, drops that Nexus and putting down a couple more pylons. Kind of an interesting situation. We saw Stephano drop a bunch of Spine Crawlers behind that that Nexus cancel, as if to anticipate the impending all-in. Oh, man, this Immortal's going to get surrounded. This is just going horribly for PartinG. Stephano's played this game perfectly.
Is that the Warp Prism to the top? The Warp Prism's just not close enough to come in and get the Immortal either, so it gets fully picked off right there. And again, Archons will turn it away, but way too late. You know, the third Nexus is gone again, and...
Yep. Hydra's on the way, that layer tech finally getting ready to truly kick in, and I think Stephano is not far from snowballing this game out of control. We do have Storm in play, so PartinG can get some Templars out, and if he can start to muster enough of an army, he can fight against Zergling and Hydras with charge lots and Storm.
Wouldn't some sentries help PartinG here, like to avoid getting circled?
It's kind of weird because he has the Archons, right? And the Archons break the force fields. So originally when he had the Zealots at the third base, yes. But back then, I kind of feel like he had the gas, but I think he just wasn't thinking, because he doesn't usually make sentries with this. He is thinking, I can usually just defend with my Zealots. He doesn't expect this many Zerglings. And by then it got a bit too hectic. His Warpins were being used. He adds a couple now because Guardian Shield's obviously going to be useful as Hydras come up as well. So I think sentries would have helped him out, but I think he was just so preoccupied already having to build Zealots to kind of just hang on. He wasn't ready for that number of Zerglings. I think his entire game plan's just really gone absolutely nowhere since the 5th minute or so.
Hydra's coming now.
Yeah, I'd say that you're right, Wadi. We see the Hydras now out in force, just trying to chase down that Warp Prism. They are going to find it. And they are going to focus it down. So that's a painful pick off there for PartinG. Losing a few more Zealots in the process. Cute little micro from Stephano, making sure that he's efficient and keeping his units alive.
I mean, at this point, PartinG's kind of just... Unless Stephano really runs into every Storm possible, PartinG is in a lot of trouble. Because as soon as Bane Speed finishes the extra Hydra upgrade, there's no reason for Stephano to really sit back much more. Or if he does, he's going to be already well on his way to Hive Tech and Broodlords. And at that point, there's no way PartinG gets a late game transition to deal with Broodlords. So PartinG needs miraculous Storms.
Yeah, I mean, it's 90 army supply to 60. 70 workers means Stephano doesn't really need to add anymore, and he can just focus on maxing out and laying on the pressure. Here comes that army. And what can PartinG really do about it? How many High Templar does he have? Oh, he's got a lot of High Templar.
He's got a lot of Storms.
He's got a lot of Storm. And
Full energy.
per Hajin's point, he's also got some sentries to help wall this off, and there's nothing in Stephano's army to really deal with that. No Ravagers. PartinG ballsily is going to go up to a 4th base. I guess he kind of has to. He's not going to win in a stand-up fight. He needs to buy himself time and kind of amass an army.
I like what Stephano did. He didn't actually come into the left-hand side. He comes around to the right to maybe deny the 4th. And again, like right now, he's got a bit more area to work with. So it means you have to at least throw down 2 storms to stop every kind of push forwards. It's just going to drain that energy so much faster.
Run by into the 3rd base. At the same time, a big, or not, at the same time, a big fight happening outside of the 4th base. Oh my gosh, devastating Baneling connections there in the 3rd. And here comes the army into the 4th, and I think PartinG might be in the final moments. A couple of good storms do connect with the army of Stephano, but he's just got so much, easily able to cancel that Nexus, and also content to just back off after taking out so many probes. 46 workers now remaining for PartinG against the still fully saturated 70 drone army of Stephano.
Really, that disaster moment. I mean, he sets up the big fight on the right-hand side, and once the fight on the right-hand side gets going, you don't really notice the Baneling's coming on the left, even though he has high Templar in position. So, again, everything going good for Stephano.
Yeah, really well played thus far from our French Zerg player in excellent form at Home Story Cup, a tournament where he's always kind of done well.
I don't know what PartinG tried to do in this game. I mean, I think he knows that macro game, he doesn't stand any chance against Stephano. And like his early build was a bit messy.
Yeah, it was like a slight variance on like the regular build, maybe throw Stephano off and then go into the aggression. Nice pull away by Stephano, and now he has the full surround. I mean, the Archon even broke the force field to help the Ling Bane come in here, so right now it's not looking pretty, and PartinG types out GG.
Really is. Giving himself a cheeky clap.
He looks happy.
As he goes up 2-0 in the series. He says, sup, son. Sup. Oh, man. PartinG. Getting egged on a little bit by our favorite Zerg. What's he saying?
I think he's talking to Sue.
Can you read his lips, Hajin?
No, he's talking to Sue.
He's like, can you
maybe he's like Zerg's OP, Zerg's balance. It's too strong.